Now we move to the derivation of Simpson 3 by 8 rule. As you have seen in first two methods, trapezoidal rule and Simpson 1 by 3 rule. In trapezoidal rule, we have used 2 points and 1 interval. And Simpson 1 by 3 uses 3 points and 2 interval. And now in this method, Simpson 3 by 8 rule, the number of points used for the function values are 4. So 4 points mean 3 intervals. So in this method, our first supposition is that the number of intervals is 3. Okay, so we put n is equal to 3 in our Newton-Cotes equation, that was 7.7. And the second supposition is that the function used for integration is a polynomial of degree 3. As you know that in trapezoidal rule we have taken function as a polynomial of degree 1, and in Simpson 1 by 3 rule the derivation was carried out by considering the function as a polynomial of degree 2. And now in this method, we are assuming that our function is a polynomial of degree 3. So here we have two assumptions. First, n is equal to 3, and second, function is a polynomial of degree 3. Okay, you can see putting n is equal to 3 in equation 7.7 and taking the curve through points. You can count the points. N is from 0, 1 to 3. So points are x0, y0, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Total number of points is 4. Okay, so number of intervals is 3. The function is a polynomial of degree 3. So what does it mean? The polynomial of degree 3 mean the forward differences of fourth order and higher orders will be 0. Okay, so we will substitute these two things. First, n is equal to 3, and second, delta 4 delta 5 equal to 0. So we get the this integral I1 from x0 to x3, because at our first step we are taking 3 first intervals, so points will be x0, x1, x2, x3. Okay, so range will be x0 to x3 y dx, and by Newton-Cotes rule we have the this expression by putting n is equal to 3 and putting delta 4 and higher orders equal to 0. So finally we have this relation. Now here as you know, delta y0 has a value in function form, delta square delta cube delta y0 is equal to y1 minus y0. Delta square y0 is equal to y2 minus 2 y1 plus y0, and delta cube y0 is equal to y3 minus 3 y2 plus 3 y1 minus y0. And when you put these values and you will use the simplifications, after some steps you will get this answer. Okay, you will have to verify this. Now you can see here is a order that you can see that the lower limit was x0, so here is y0, and then y1, y2 and y3. Upper limit is x3, so here is last term is y3. Similarly, you can write the second integral from the order of first integral. I2 will be equal to x3 to x6 y dx is equal to 3 by 8h into y3, because here lower limit is 3. So here function value will be y3. So we will have y3 plus 3y4 plus 3y5 plus y6. Fine. Next I3, then limits will be x6 to x9 y dx, and this will be equal to 3 by 8h into y6 plus 3y7 plus 3y8 plus y9 and so on. In general, you can write the nth integral as in is equal to integral from x3n minus 3 to x3n. Here we are supposing that the number of intervals in this method are multiple of 3. So we are writing 3n instead of only n. Okay, you got this point? Normally we write the last number as xn, but here we are writing it x3n, just because of the fact that in this method we use the interval multiple of 3. Okay, so that's why here it is written the last the point is x3n, not xn. So it will be started from x3n minus 3 to x3n, and the other things will go in the similar way. This will be equal to 3 by 8h into y3n minus 3 plus 3yn minus 2 plus 3yn minus 1 plus y3n. So these are the integrals. One by one we have calculated them, I1, I2, I3 and In. Now after adding all these integrals 7.25 to 7.28, we will get the total integral, and its limit will be from x0 to x3n. Okay, and after adding we will get this. Here you can see that the first term y0 is only appearing for one time, but y1 is appearing one time but with multiple of 3, and same is here for y2. Okay, y4, y5, y7, y8, y3n minus 2, y3n minus 1. So we have collected the terms having multiple of 3, and those are y1 plus y2, then y3 is skipped, y4, y5, y6 is skipped, y7, y8, y9 will be skipped, and last will be y3n minus 1. Okay, these are the terms which have a multiple of 3. Now we come to the terms which have a multiple of 2. You can see y3, then y3. So it is 2y3. There is no other y3. y6, y6, 2y6, y9, y9. Next will be y9. So it will also be a multiple of 2. And similarly, the last term will have a multiple of 2. So on the next slide, we have the terms with a multiple of 2, and those are y3, y6, y9, y3 and minus 3. They are multiplying with 2, and the last term is a single term. Okay, so this is the scheme of Simpson 3 by 8 rule. You can see there is a little bit mistake. There should be 3h by 8. It is a 3h by 8, and in the bracket the arrangement is such that first and last term have a multiple of 1. y1, y2, y4, y5, 7, 8. These are multiple of 3, and 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and so on, they will be multiplied by 2. So this is the method which is called Simpson 3 by 8 rule. Okay, equation number 7.28 is called the Simpson's 3 by 8 rule. Here the number of subintervals should be taken as multiples of 3. Okay, this is the important point to note, that when you solve the question, if the number of intervals are not given, you must have to be taken the number of intervals as a multiple of 3. Okay, again here the subscript 3n, this one, you can see the last term having a subscript 3n rather than n. What does it mean? Here the subscript 3n with the last term shows that interval in Simpson's 3 by 8 rule must be a multiple of 3. Okay, in this method we will have a intervals multiple of 3. It is also to be noted that this method works efficiently for cubic polynomials. Okay, so this is also point to be noted, that this method works efficiently for cubic polynomials. Moreover, the error bound for Simpson's 3 by 8 rule is minus 3 over 80 h power 5 into maximum value of fourth derivative of the function at any point in the given interval. Or it has the alternative form if we put h is equal to b minus a over 3n. Okay, here we are putting b minus a over 3n, not b minus a over n. Fine, because here we are taking n as 3n, because number of intervals is multiple of 3. So our last number will be 3n. So h in the place of h we will put b minus a over 3n. So after putting this, you will get this formula. You will have to memorize this. It should be clear and it should be implemented as well. Okay guys, आई थिंक आपको सिम्पसन 3/8 रूल की जो डेरिवेशन है उसकी समझ आ गई होगी। तो इसमें आपने मेन यही याद रखना है, जैसे कि यहाँ पर आपको नज़र आ रहा है, यहाँ पर 3 होना चाहिए, 3/8 h इंटू बाय नॉट प्लस 3 टाइम 3 के साथ कौन सी टर्म्स मल्टीप्लाई हो रही हैं, 1 2 4 5 7 8, नेक्स्ट क्या होगी 10 11, ओके, देन 13 14 एंड सो ऑन। एंड 2 के साथ कौन सी टर्म्स मल्टीप्लाई हो रही हैं, जो 3 की मल्टीपल्स हैं, लाइक 3 6 9 12 15 एंड सो ऑन, and the last term will be a single term. So here is the proper arrangement. क्या है कि आपने सबसे पहले ये देखना है क्वेश्चन करते वक्त कि आपकी पहली और आखिरी टर्म कौन सी है। ठीक है, आखिरी टर्म हमेशा आपकी इस तरह की होगी y6 y9 y12। क्यों? क्योंकि हम यहाँ पर जो n लेते हैं वो मल्टीपल ऑफ 3 लेते हैं। ठीक है, बाकी जो टर्म बच जाएंगी उसमें आपने ये देखना है कि जो 3 वाले हैं, 3 वाली टर्म्स 3 के मल्टीपल वाली y3 y6 y9 उनको 2 के साथ मल्टीप्लाई कर दें, बाकी जो बच जाए उनके साथ 3 मल्टीप्लाई कर दें। So now we come to the first example. Here again we have the same function with the same limits as we have solved in trapezoidal rule. Now we have to solve this by Simpson 3/8 rule, and the condition is given that you have to take 7 ordinates. Okay, 7 ordinates mean 7 values of y. So how many intervals will be? 6. Fine, because you know that the number of points is less than one number as interval. So if the points is 7, so number of interval will be 6. Ordinates mean values of the function, that is y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6. So here n plus 1 equal to 7, because we are talking about that number of points is greater than number of intervals by 1 digit. Okay, so it will be n plus 1, this will be equal to 7, so n will be equal to 6. Fine, now how you will get x0, y0, x0, x1, x2, x3. So x0 is your lower limit, that is 0. x1 will be obtained by adding h. So here h is first, we should calculate h. H is equal to b minus a over n. Okay, 1.2 minus 0 over 6, this will be equal to 1 by 6. Okay, you can check it. B minus a over 6. B minus a over 6, you can verify, it will be a 1 over 6. So here x0 will be 0, x1 will be 1 by 6, x2 will be 2 by 6, x3 will be 3 by 6, x4 will be 4 by 6, x5 will be 5 by 6, x6 will be 1. Why? Because 0 plus 1 by 6 is 1 by 6, 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6 is 2 by 6, 2 by 6 plus 1 by 6 is 3 by 6, 3 by 6 plus 1 by 6 is 4 by 6, 4 by 6 plus 1 by 6 is 5 by 6, 5 by 6 plus 1 by 6 is 1, that means 6 by 6. So it will be 1. So these are the values of x, x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. And now we have the table. We can find the value of y. What is y? Y is the function. Function is e power x. So we can get values of y by putting values of x. So first you will put x is 0, then 1 by 6, then 2 by 6, and so on. So you will get these values of y. So the obtained values will be first y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6. Okay, you have completed the table. Now you have to apply the method Simpson's 3 by 8 rule. That is equal to 3h by 8. What is your first term? Y naught. What is your last term? Y6. So we have gathered the first and last terms, y naught plus y6. Now the term with a multiple of 3 is only y3. Okay, because next will be y6, but y6 is the last term, so it is appearing here. So here is only one term which is multiplied with 2, and the rest of the terms will be multiplied with 3, and those are y1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, now you have to put these values and use the calculator carefully, and you will get this result. Please verify this result. Again, we have the second example, 1 over 1 plus x square from 0 to 12 by Simpson 3 by 8 rule and taking 7 ordinates. Okay, fine. Again, here n will be equal to 6, h will be equal to 2, because 12 minus 0 or 6 is 2. So the points division will be, first point will be 0, then second point will be 2, because h is 2, 0 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 2, 10, 10 plus 2, 12, and so on. Okay, this will be your last point because the upper limit is 12. You need not to go ahead. Okay, now we can complete the table of x and y. So here in the above row, you have the values of x, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And you can get the values of y. What is y? Y is your function 1 over 1 plus x square. So you can get y naught by putting x naught, that is 0. It will be 1, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6. You must verify these values carefully. And after using the values, so with Simpson 3 by 8 rule, I will be equal to 3 by 8 h into y naught plus y6. These are the first and last term, and 3 multiply with 1, 2, 4, 6, y1 plus y2 plus y4 plus y5, sorry. Plus 2 will be multiplied with y3, as there is only one term which is multiple of 3. Okay, now you will put the values from the table, and finally you will get the answer. I is equal to 1.43495. Okay, fine. Thank you.